and we are back with another episode of Toys I Wanted as a Child. I think this is episode 30. I don't know, sometimes I lose count. But, alright, as you can see on this table, there's a bunch of Spider-Man stuff. And I just came off of watching that movie. And, you know, it's broken records. It's a really great movie. And the greatest thing that I thought about it was that it was a lot of throwbacks to whenever I was a kid. There was real fanfare in that movie. But, so I decided that I would do a review on some Spider-Man toys that I have. And, of course, this is toys I wanted as a child. And some of these I had as a child, some of these I didn't. But we'll start with this one. Now, I did have, this is a 12-inch Mego Spider-Man, alright? And I did have this 12-inch Mego Spider-Man, but I didn't have this one, because this one's really interesting. So if you look, there's a clear arm on there. Like the other arm is not, it's just a red arm. But, and he's in bad shape, he's got some, but, and I haven't tried this yet. It might not work. But, you could put web stuff in here, and I think that they had web stuff. But I just put water in there. Let's see if it works. But it's cracked. Oh, there's a little bit. But it's cracked and it's leaking. But super cool. And I always wanted one of those, and I saw this at a toy show, and it was kind of a mess, but I bought it anyway because I just really liked it. And it's leaking now because of the water, and it's all wet. And this was just something cool that I picked up. This is just a model kit. And if you look really close, like it, I actually asked a friend of mine if I should repaint this, but he said leave it the same way that it is because whoever did it back in the day. But there's Spider-Man, and there's a really classic photo of him and the Hunter. Starts with a K. I don't know why. I should do some research before I. But it was one of my favorite characters, and I just can't think of his name right now. But he was a hunter that was after Spider-Man. It was like they did a movie. Craven. It's Craven the Hunter. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But anyway, it's a pretty cool little model. Now, those are two things that I didn't have, even though I had that one. But I did have this. And these were the most simple little things. They were paratroopers. And they had Batman ones and Superman ones and Spider-Man and Hulk. But they were the funnest thing, and they were cheap. This was like dime store stuff that you could just, walk out. And like, I think that, I'm almost 100% sure that they did the placement so that if you were walking out with your mother, you'd be like, oh, I want that. Because all through the store, she was like, no, no, no. And these were cheap at the, right at the aisle there, like kind of like candy now. But so cool. Just, I really love these little things. And I wish I had the parachute because I would do it. But I have other parachutes, and I went outside and thrown these parachutes on different characters. And, all right. Now, this was something that, I absolutely love. Pocket superheroes. Now, I've seen some people kind of, they didn't like the articulation and things like that. But when we were kids, this, to me, was like, it looked so much, and there's not a whole lot of detail, but it looked so much like the Spider-Man from the cartoon, and I'm talking like the 60s cartoon that was reruns. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can, spins a web. Anyway, to me it looked like that, and there's a little spider on the back. And some of these had legs like this, but I think, if I remember correctly, if you got this vehicle, and I have the net somewhere, but I couldn't find it. But it was a Spider-Man, as you can see, amazing Spider-Man vehicle. And it came with this Spider-Man. See, the exact same top as this one, but straight legs. And I think that was to fit into the vehicle and so that he would sit properly because they didn't sit properly. But, and then you would, my cousin and I both got one of these for Christmas one year. And I can remember rolling them around on my grandma's floor in the basement. But if you push this button, wait, how'd it go? Somehow, wait, that's not the right thing. It's over here. I'm backwards. But if you press this button, the net would go down onto the bad guys. But it's missing a strut and the net. But I love this vehicle. I really did. And so I did have that. And then Spider-Man Jiggler, which, looks so lame, but so cool. And it's supposed to have like a little, like a cord on its back, which I was going to restring it, but I'm like, I don't know if I should do that, and I don't know how I get it in there. But there was like an elastic string, and he boing, boing, boing. Just a jiggler. Dan Post, I think, made these, and just fun, really fun. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Now, and here's something that's really fun. Uh, and I saw this, and I had to have this, and I'd never seen it before. And now, actually, since the time that I bought this, I've actually found others. But if you look here, it's the Amazing Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk toilet paper. It's toilet paper with comics on it. It's so great. So I guess you were supposed to, read while you're on the toilet. No, then we didn't have phones back then, so I guess reading the toilet paper, which, let me see, I don't think this is sealed. No. Let's see what it looks like. How awesome is that? It's just a whole comics page, like the old Sunday comics my dad would get the newspaper, and I would always get the funny pages. So fun. But I saw that and was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. That's just something that's so fun and so ridiculous at the same time. Now here, this is one that I played with this all the time. This was the Mego Spider-Man, like just Mego Spider-Man, and super cool. These were 8-inch figures, and there was a whole line. And it was odd because Mego had both licenses, and I don't know how they did that. I'm sure nowadays, no way that you could do that. But anyhow, they had the Hulk, which I have the Hulk, but I figured I'd leave the Hulk out of this one because even though he was in the movie, this is about Spider-Man and just how amazing, pun intended, all this stuff was and is. I mean, they still make tons of stuff. But when we were kids, oh my gosh, it was just such fun things. And then I have, which is, I don't know if it's technically a Spider-Man and Hulk lunchbox, because on the back it's Captain America. But I mean, they just it was like a crossover, but look how cool the graphics are on that. And then, whoosh, Captain America throwing the shield. And then Hulk smash. But just really cool, really cool. Oh, I have a thermos, but it's not in here. It's elsewhere. But very cool. Just a fun thing there too. And then here's one thing that I mean, like, for as simple as this is, and look at this, it's a rigid, hard plastic Spider-Man, and it has this line, and this was what made it so fun. And then you would push this button on the back, and it had a battery, and it would climb. And I have a few of these that I've found throughout the years. I don't have my original one, but I can never find one that actually works. Now I have the Hulk that I got to work. I fixed it, but this one, I don't know. Like I maybe I could look on YouTube or something, but I don't know how to fix it. I mean, I've tried different things and tried to get it working and similar things that I did to the Hulk, but just didn't work. But he came with like a flashlight too, which was kind of cool. There was a flashlight, so he'd light up because you'd plug it in the side here. And then there was accessories, and there's an accessory that is like a spider web that's still in the box, that it's too tall to display on my surround around the top of the ceiling, so I don't put it up. But someday I might put it into a case when I switch just rotate some of this stuff. But it was by Remco. Very fun, super cool. Just a fun. It was so fun. Like, I love this. Like, I mean, I play with this all the time, and there was no articulation, none whatsoever. It was just a solid thing, but so fun. And then these, which is so cool too. These were Spider-Man, and the lenses, I think I have separate somewhere because I didn't want them to get broken, but these are Spider-Man sunglasses. And this is the original packaging for it, which is super fun. But I'm going to put them on if I can't stop breaking them. But yeah, So they, you would go, and they make something similar nowadays. But you would go to the store, and this was the package that you would see, and this is the whole package really. It's so old that the glue kind of let loose, and sometimes I wonder. I just display it in that plastic bag, but like how cool! Look at that, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. So you would get this. I mean, can you imagine being a kid and you're like, oh my gosh, I want these sunglasses. Unbreakable plastic lens, the amazing Spider-Man sunglasses, and this is always a problem for me because it's so dark whenever I do these, but I can't see the date. But I'm guaranteeing it was, like mid '70s. Not recommended for children under 3 years of age. Let's see. I wonder how, like, if I could find the date on here, then I know how old I was. Let's see if I can bring it closer here. It's too dark. I can't see the bottom. Let's see the top. It's 20th Century Fox. I can read that. I don't know. Doesn't. I can't read it. If it's there, I'm missing it. Kind of looks like it just says the state they made it in. But clearly it was in the 1970s something. And but I'm gonna like I said, the lenses are in a separate thing, but we'll put them on. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And the thing is like I can remember having these on and being at my grandparents and just like looking at the sky. Like, first off, I didn't have sunglasses as a kid. I mean, like that wasn't something people would buy you as a kid, not like nowadays. But it was also super fun because you're like, I was pretending I was Spider-Man from the television show Spider-Man, where Peter Parker was played by the kid from he whistled back to the Lonely Goat. Oh, Sound of Music. It was the oldest brother. He played Peter Parker, which I thought was a really good Peter Parker. I actually really liked that. And I've shown this before, but this was something that I loved it so much. This was a web shooter, and you could put it on your wrist, and it has Spider-Man's head right there. And you put that on your wrist, it has elastic. And then these targets, and you hook the dart in there, and it would shoot these targets that had these webs on there too. So fun. I mean, this was like the funnest thing. I love this so much. There's a friend of mine, he said it was his favorite toy, and someone had sent me one of these after I did a video on it the first time, and I did shoot it during that time. And they saw it, and they were like, they sent me one in the package. And I used that in that review, and somewhere I put it somewhere to be safe, and now I can't find it. But I told my buddy, I said, you know what? I said I'll give you this because you wanted one so badly. So I've got to find my other one first, but then I'm gonna do that. But this has been another review of toys I wanted as a child, and this is Spider-Man. And I thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoy doing these. And until next time, watch out! Here comes the Spider-Man.